I think the last few years have really demonstrated how fragile supply chains are. What they've also shown is how difficult it is to get information out of supply chains. Supply chains have grown in complexity over the last many decades with one singular objective, which is cost minimization. And they have met that objective, but it's come at a price, which is lack of transparency and in many cases, lack of resilience. So I think while the immediate shock is over, the stress on supply chains is going to continue well into 2022.
All right. To put it bluntly, I guess what you're saying is they've managed to do it cheaper, but not necessarily better. Better being if there were more transparency. But this is something that your platform, Serai, is trying to address, you think successfully as well. And a good case in point here, you point out, is that the U.S. is proposing the Uyghur Forced Labor Prevention Act. It's essentially trying to figure out, look, in your supply chain, you got to know not just what goods they're moving through, but where they're coming from, their origin, their provenance as well. It hasn't always been easy to figure out or detect when, let's say, it's cotton that comes from Xinjiang. How are you able to do that?
So if you take one industry, the fashion industry, less than 1 in 6 companies actually can prove the materials going into their supply chain. And that's really staggering because in today's day and age, you would expect the information to exist. What we do is we help companies come together, a network-based solution. We pull data in from multiple sources, and we make it easy for companies to share information. We're not going to get to complete transparency in one go, but we believe the future of transparency is a collaborative network, and that's what Serai is building. And the fashion industry is today focused on forced labor. We know the next issue is going to be carbon. We know it's going to be water treatment. It's going to be employee standards. So the solution needs to be able to adapt as the industry needs evolve and become future-proof. So that's what we're building. And the beauty of building it in the last few years is the technology exists today. It's network-based, and we have thousands of companies now on the network sharing information with each other.